In the world of K-pop, the stakes have never been higher. When two of the biggest names in the industry, BLACKPINK's Rosé and BTS, collide, the aftermath can send shockwaves through millions of fans across the globe. But what happens when one simple comment, a brief moment of vulnerability, spirals into a controversy that shakes the very foundation of fandoms, divides opinions, and even threatens relationships between idols and their fans? Well, that's exactly what happened when Rosé, BLACKPINK's golden voice, made a comment about the Grammys that sparked a wildfire of accusations, leading to allegations of disrespect towards BTS, a group that's not only an international phenomenon but also, in the eyes of many, the definition of K-pop success. The question on everyone's mind is, was it a harmless remark, or did it reveal something much deeper, something we weren't supposed to see? In this video, we're diving deep into the story that's captivated the K-pop world and beyond. Stay tuned, because what we uncover may not be what you expect. Building suspense, it all started with a seemingly innocent interview. Rosé, the youngest member of BLACKPINK, had just received her first solo Grammy nomination for her hit single On the Ground. She had worked tirelessly for years to reach this point, and the nomination meant the world to her. During an interview with a popular entertainment show, Rosé was asked about her reaction to the news and what it meant for her, both personally and professionally. "I was over the moon," Rosé said, her eyes sparkling as she recalled the moment. "It's a dream come true, and I really hope this recognition opens doors for more people to see what we, as BLACKPINK, have been doing for the past few years. It's incredible to be noticed by the biggest awards in the world." At first, everything seemed normal. But then, Rosé dropped a line that would soon ignite an unexpected firestorm, the comment that changed everything. "I think we're lucky," Rosé continued, "but, you know, we're not as lucky as some groups. BTS, for example, has been nominated for multiple Grammys, and they've worked so hard for so long. Maybe one day, BLACKPINK will be able to achieve the same kind of recognition." Now, at face value, this doesn't seem like much, right? Just a simple statement. But it didn't take long for the K-pop world to react. Fans, particularly of BTS, were quick to point out that Rosé's words might have come off as dismissive or even disrespectful to BTS's achievements. "How could she say that?" some of them exclaimed. "Does she think BTS isn't working hard?" Others felt that the way she downplayed BTS's impact on the global music scene was simply wrong, even if it wasn't intentional. But this wasn't just a fanbase reaction. Some industry insiders began to weigh in too. Articles were published speculating that Rosé had thrown BTS under the bus in a bid to elevate BLACKPINK's accomplishments. And while BLACKPINK has always been seen as one of the most influential girl groups in K-pop, some argued that comparing themselves to BTS, the kings of K-pop, was like comparing apples to oranges. Was this comment a subtle jab, or just a misstep in the pressure cooker of fame? The backlash and accusations, as the hours passed, the situation only got more heated. What started as a small comment quickly snowballed into a full-blown controversy. Fans of both BLACKPINK and BTS took to social media, and the debate raged on for days. Hashtags like #RespectBTS and #RoséApologize trended on Twitter, and the hashtag #BLACKPINK appeared as well, with fans of the two groups trying to bridge the gap and remind everyone that K-pop is about unity, not division. But the situation didn't end there. Rosé, who had been quiet for the most part, finally addressed the backlash. In an Instagram live session, she tearfully apologized, explaining that she never meant to offend BTS or their fans. She spoke about how difficult it had been for her to express her feelings in a public forum and how she wished she had been more careful with her words. "I would never disrespect BTS," Rosé said, her voice shaky. "They've paved the way for so many of us, and I am truly grateful for everything they've done." For some fans, this apology was enough. But for others, it felt like a hollow attempt to calm the storm. Accusations of lying were thrown her way, especially because some believed that her statement was carefully crafted to avoid further escalation, but it lacked sincerity. The tension reached its peak when BTS's own fanbase, ARMY, began to demand that BLACKPINK and Rosé specifically acknowledge the role BTS played in bringing K-pop into the Western mainstream. You can't just brush off BTS's influence, some said. They've set the standard for K-pop success worldwide. But it wasn't just BTS's fans who were speaking out. Some within the K-pop industry began to question whether BLACKPINK's rise had, in part, been propelled by the groundwork laid by BTS. These discussions, though often nuanced, underscored a larger narrative. In the K-pop world, where competition is fierce, even a small comment can feel like a declaration of war. The twist, the power of words. The most shocking moment in this entire saga came when an insider from the Grammys organization spoke out. It's no secret that BTS has been a frontrunner in the global recognition of K-pop, but BLACKPINK's Rosé had a point, the source claimed in an anonymous interview with a Korean news outlet. The Grammys has always been very slow to recognize K-pop as a legitimate genre. BTS may have paved the way for groups like BLACKPINK, but it is undeniable that BLACKPINK's international influence is now being felt more than ever. This was the twist that turned the tide of public opinion. It wasn't just about BTS versus BLACKPINK anymore, it was about the Grammys and the treatment of K-pop as a whole. Was the real issue the long-standing disregard of K-pop as a legitimate genre? Were artists like BTS and BLACKPINK being unfairly held to different standards because they came from a non-Western industry? This revelation made fans reconsider the entire situation. What if Rosé's comment, while poorly phrased, was actually an unintentional critique of the Grammys' systemic bias? Perhaps the real question wasn't whether Rosé disrespected BTS, but whether the world was finally ready to recognize the true global power of K-pop. Conclusion: bridging the divide. As the weeks passed, things slowly began to settle down. The storm had blown over, but the conversation was far from over. What started as a misstep from Rosé had sparked an entire discussion about K-pop's place in global music. It was no longer just about one comment, but about the larger issues facing the genre, the fight for recognition, the struggle for respect, and the question of how international success should be measured. As for Rosé, she continued to push forward in her career. She released more music, shared her experiences, and showed her support for BTS and the entire K-pop community. BTS, for their part, responded with grace, as they always have, recognizing the importance of lifting each other up in an industry where everyone is fighting for their moment in the spotlight. In the end, the controversy served as a reminder that in the world of K-pop, where millions of fans hang on every word and action of their idols, even the smallest comment can send ripples that last for days, weeks, and even years. And with that, the story of Rosé, BTS, and the Grammys continues, shaping the future of K-pop as we know it. What do you think? Was Rosé's comment just a slip of the tongue, or was there something deeper behind it? Do you believe BTS and BLACKPINK should be seen as equals, or is there still a gap in how they're recognized globally? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like,